Given the differential equation, tangent x dy equals 2y minus 5 dx. The initial condition is y of pi over 2 is equal to 3. Let's solve this differential equation. So first note that this is a separable differential equation. So that means we can bring the y's on one side, the x is on the other. So let's divide the 2y minus 5 from both sides, and then the tangent x from both sides. When I divide by tangent x, 1 over tangent x becomes cotangent x. And so now I can integrate both sides. So for the integral of dy over 2y minus 5, I can do a u substitution and say that u is 2y minus 5, du is 2 dy. Basically, I'll have 1/2 du over u, which is 1/2 ln of u, and then u is 2y minus 5. Okay, so this is basically the long way of doing it. And then for cotangent, you think of this as cosine and sine. So you make a u substitution for sine. Du is cosine. So it just becomes du over u. And so this is ln of u, which u is sine of x. Okay. So that's the work that goes behind all that. And so we want to add the constant next to the x. Okay, so that's just typically what we do. And the goal here is to solve for y. But first we have to get rid of the 1/2 by multiplying by 2, and then get rid of the natural log. So multiply both sides by 2, and then do e raised to both sides. Now note that e to the natural log of x is just x, so that just cancels. We have 2y minus 5 is equal to sine squared times e to the c. So here I skipped a step. We could have ln of sine squared x, right? Because this 2 will come out the exponent of sine. And so, yeah, so then these will cancel. We have sine squared, and then, again, this is e to the c. E to the c is just a constant, so I just decided to call it a. So this turns into 2y minus 5 is equal to a sine squared. Now we need to solve for y. So we'll add 5 divided by 2. So this is the general solution. But now we want to use the initial condition. So let's plug in y equals 3 and x equals pi over 2. Note that sine of pi over 2 is 1. So we have 3 equals a over 2 plus 5/2. Subtract both sides by 5/2 to get, or actually multiply first by 2. So you can subtract by 5/2, or you can just multiply by 2. So that way you get rid of the fraction. We have 6 is equal to 8 plus 5, and so a is 1. Now we plug it back in to this equation and get that our solution is y equals 1/2 sine squared plus 5 over 2.